Be a part of IPTV's State Fair coverage this year by sharing your favorite pictures with us. Just tag your photos on social media with hashtag IPTVFairPhoto. We'll include our favorites on iptv.org/fair.
You're viewing Iowa's television network, statewide Iowa Public Television.
Funding for Fair 2019 is brought to you by Friends, the Iowa Public Television Foundation. The Iowa Lottery. Since 1985, proceeds from the Iowa Lottery totaling more than $1.9 billion have helped make Iowa a better place to live, work, and raise a family. More information is available at ialottery.com.
At EMC, our business is taking care of your business, and it has been for more than a century. We provide property, auto, and life coverage for nearly 500 types of businesses in communities across the country. Count on EMC.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Riley, and our state, it's a buzzing with electricity right now because it's State Fair time. Our production teams are thrilled to continue Iowa Public Television's decades-long tradition of bringing highlights to you every night from now through Saturday. It's a special time to gather around your TV or your computer screen, pull your family and friends close, and feel that State Fair magic.
Come on, Declan, ride that one.
Tonight, we'll kickstart our coverage with some adventure at Mutton Bustin.
Can I get one order of fried deviled eggs?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll nibble on some scrumptious new fair foods. And we'll saddle up for some action at the 4-H Horse Show. Hey, I hope you caught our live coverage of the State Fair Parade last week. But if you missed it, no worries. You can catch the entire program online at iptv.org or archived on our Facebook page. Here are some of the most memorable moments from the annual blast-off to the Iowa State Fair, the parade.
It's downtown Des Moines and the Golden Dome of our state capital. It's the perfect backdrop for the 2019 Iowa State Fair Parade. We had great seats and we had an opportunity to talk to those along the route and show you some of the highlights of all the action. I understand this is maybe your first fair parade?
Yes.
What do you think so far?
Oh, it's nice.
Is that the fun part of the fair for you, is people from all over, or are you just one of those, I like the food type of guy?
I'm ready for the food.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Danny, when you go, are you like Ken? Is it food? Is it something else for you on the whole fair experience?
The people.
The people?
The people.
The random people that come up to you and talk to you at the parade?
Like you.
Yeah. What are your favorite foods at the fair?
I like the cotton candy and any candy.
What if there were floats made of cotton candy?
I will eat the float.
What do you think of the parade? All right, you have to pick the fair or the parade.
Oh, that's a tough one. I guess I'd pick the fair.
But they're all tied together, so you don't have to pick. You get to go to them both. You have pretty good view of the parade here. What have you liked so far?
The tractors.
Barry, you have a pretty good view of the parade here. What do you think of this parade?
I love the parade. I love everything about the Iowa State Fair, as everybody knows.
So if you have to pick one thing about liking the fair, because, people ask you, they're like, what's that one thing you have to do? How do you answer that?
I just love the hoopla of the Iowa State Fair. I do. I love it.
We all know Charity Nebby. Well, she's our resident Iowa foodie. So we sent her out again this year to seek out some of the new fair delicacies.
It is that time again. Time for me to eat my way across the Iowa State Fair. State Fair 2019 is very exciting. 57 new foods at the fair this year. And I'm not going to be able to eat them all, but I'm going to give it a shot. Can I get one order of fried deviled eggs?
Yes, ma'am.
The deep fried deviled egg. It's a panko crusted deviled egg, crispy outside, nice, soft, tender, hard-boiled egg on the inside.
Here you go.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Enjoy.
So I'll dip this in and we'll see how it tastes. That is actually really tasty. The dill is nice and fresh on top of the filling. It's a great flavor. The yolk is still in the egg, so there's a little extra richness to the fried egg, but this is delicious. Hi there, can I get a medium rainbow poutine?
The rainbow poutine is fresh cut fries, sour cream, queso cheese dip, guacamole, and a drizzle of sriracha sauce over the top.
This sounds really rich. Are you a big fan of the new rainbow poutine?
I am. I had one this morning and I am very happy. It was very delicious.
I'm definitely going to have to host a rainbow poutine party because this is enormous, but it looks fantastic. Oh my gosh, there's so much. This is not a light snack. This is super rich and super creamy, and the sriracha does make it spicy, but those fresh cut fries are fantastic, and this is really delicious. Hi there, can I get one order of the fried avocado slices, please?
That would be $7, please.
I was told that I should eat them with ranch, but I'm gonna try the first slice without any dip because I want the full flavor. The avocado is really creamy, and there is a lot of flavor in the breading. The breading is really thick. I love breading, and it is the State Fair. This is also really delicious. Hi there. Can I get an order of beignets, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, of course, New Orleans is famous for their beignets. And I've never had a New Orleans beignet, but let's try this. They're nice and fluffy. You can see how they've risen, but they're also chewy, a lot of powdered sugar, and suddenly I'm in the Big Easy. I'm cooling off with my final new fair food of the day. It's Walt's Lemonade Creamsicle from the Bacon Box. It is sweet, creamy, and delicious, but it's time for me to rest up for next year's fair.
young Iowans are making sure their swine look their very best as they take to the ring to show them off.
Hello, I'm Delaney Howell at this year's FFA Swine Show, held, of course, on the Iowa State Fairgrounds in the Swine Building. There are over 1,000 hogs being exhibited by FFA members ranging in age from freshmen in high school all the way up to 21 years of age. So let's see how these FFA exhibitors do today.
This is a tough decision because both of them hit me extremely hard.
Tell me a little bit about the work that goes into putting these shows together.
A lot of work goes into this. We have 18 different Iowa ag teachers. Every one of us, we're ag teachers somewhere across the state of Iowa. And we volunteer our time in the weeks leading up to State Fair and during State Fair to really help put this show together for the kids. You know, our typical day we'll get here at 6. Most days we don't leave until 9:30. Tonight will be a long night. We'll be here until after midnight. It really does mean a lot to me. You know, I take a lot of pride in it, the work and wanting everything to go well for the kids.
You know how many hours these kids are putting in there. Can you explain a little bit about that?
When you look at it, when you see these kids, the time that they spend, whether it's working with the pigs, feeding them, walking them, training them to walk. You know, you go into an average hog barn in the state of Iowa, you're not going to be able to lead a pig, you know, with a show stick. You look at the typical kids, anywhere between 2 to 3 hours a day they've spent with these pigs since they've got them in March.
And I'm here with Ashley Kaler. Ashley, tell me a little bit about your experience leading up to the Iowa State Fair.
So our projects start from day one, right when we get them to our barns. We have to make sure we get them tamed, get them on the right feed, get them comfortable in the barns, and just start training them from day one. And then throughout the spring and summer, we work hard. We walk them every day, get them broke so they're ready to show. My family throughout the summer goes to several different shows, gets our pigs out before they come to our county fair and our state fair, so they're broke and ready to go. And that all leads up to the big show, the state fair.
Tell me a little bit about what you're looking for in these hogs.
Yeah, so good question. In today's ring, completeness is everything. You know, we've got to keep the skeletons right, and especially when you start to look in and study the breeding gilts. You know, balance and build are kind of the utmost importance for me.
You know, it's about the family time, and to have that pay off, I just imagine to them it's the greatest feeling in the world. It's our next generation of the animal livestock industry, and so for them to be able to get that now and then also be able to have the payout of winning, you know, to them it's just a great validation of that experience.
We've all admired the butter sculptures here at the fair, but these folks, they're trying it out for themselves.
In the Knapp Animal Learning Center, young apprentices following in the footsteps of artistic masters like Duffy Lyon and Sarah Pratt try to achieve their artistic visions through a medium the Iowa State Fair is best known for: butter.
Butter sculpting is where you make something out of butter, and if you make the best one out of a lot of people, then you get a ribbon.
Sweet creamed butter is their slab of marble. From this, their ideas become three-dimensional forms of reality.
Last year I sculpted a corn dog.
I was gonna do the shape of Iowa. Today I think I'm gonna sculpt a pyramid.
Go.
This is no easy task. They have 30 minutes to achieve their vision. Molding and shaping with their hands, their inspirations take form.
This is not sticking together.
The clock is ticking. Unlike clay or marble, butter's shelf life quickly begins to deteriorate.
Butter melts fast.
Still making the shape.
right now. At least. Lemonade.
Lemonade? All right.
The girl over there said she was making lemonade, so I started to make a glass, but then I just changed it into a milk carton. It just kind of popped into my head.
Some creations are refined and delicate, while others are a flurry of creative inspiration.
I'm trying to make Pandora's box. See, this hope was a lid because Pandora's box was a present. So I made a barn. It's just, yeah, I was just looking over there when the thing started and I just got the idea. What do I do with the extra butter is my question.
Parents look on in silent awe as the artists continue to sculpt.
I think she's doing a great job. She's very artistic and taking her time.
Yeah, I think he made a good choice for what to sculpt out of butter.
She's, I think, trying to reevaluate what she was thinking.
The time has run out. Judges have the impossible task of choosing which of these masterpieces stands out above the rest.
It's tough to judge. There's a lot of quality work here.
Pandora's box.
I like his, is it a barn? Barn. I was raised on a farm.
I chose very creative, different butter, the milk carton.
In the end, however, each of these students of the butter arts is a winner. Their artistic endeavors enshrined for the day in a display case for all fairgoers to enjoy. The butter sculpting contest gives creative voices a chance to flourish at the Iowa State Fair.
You know, it's pretty rare you see an alligator in Iowa, and it's even more extraordinary to see someone wrestle with one. Folks, this is one of those only at the Iowa State Fair moments.
Folks, we'd like to welcome everybody out here to this year's edition of the Great Iowa State Fair. My name is Gil. Right beside me here is Bert. And between the two of us, we'd like to show you a little bit about some alligators that we hauled all the way up from Florida. If you're an animal lover, you'll be happy to know that no harm comes to the alligators. In Florida especially, we got alligators all over the place. In fact, experts estimate that at last count, the state is approaching 2 million wild alligators in our population.
There's a lot that goes into this. We have to acquire all the health documentation, all the permitting and all that stuff. And yeah, and it's not just anybody that can do that. What we're trying to do is educate our audiences about the American alligator, especially since the states that are very populated with alligators are very high tourist areas.
The danger lies not in the fact that we have so many alligators, but people will often try to feed the alligators that they see. Anytime we feed a wild alligator, all we're doing is teaching that animal not to be afraid of us. In essence, by feeding them, we actually create a more dangerous animal.
Most of the time, they scurry off from the water, try to get away from us. Once they've learned to associate us making a motion, throwing something at them, something white like a marshmallow or a piece of bread that catches their eye, they see it, they put it in their mouth. It doesn't do anything nutritionally for them, but it does go in their belly. They make that association. Then when they see people walking their dog along the water's edge, they're emboldened, they come right up. That's where the attacks and the accidents happen.
He's got excellent hearing. They use their hearing when they hunt. These gators cruise up and down the rivers at night and listen for anything that gets close to the water.
The audience here in Iowa, the people are just amazing. They're great. They're receptive to what we're offering, that educational part. Even at the end of the show, every one of those kids that comes up and holds a little alligator, you know, mom and dad's coming up saying thank you. That was so educational. We learned a lot. That's what it means to us to do this. All of the albinos come from Louisiana. Kind of something in the water, I guess.
A lot of states are going to the idea that We don't want anybody to interact with the animals, no matter how safe it is. I think it's a huge mistake. We banned his mouth, it's completely safe.
I holded an alligator. It was taped, okay? It wasn't like wide open.
There's no communicable diseases that we've got to worry about. He gets more out of that than watching our entire show. Just that one little bit of interaction, it could spark an interest in that child for the future. Territory against the other alligators or anything that gets inside.
Mutton bustin'. It isn't new to the state fair, but as our friend Dan Wardell finds out, a refreshing aspect this year is that kids can enjoy it every day.
These sweet, cute, adorable animals behind me are about to take part in the most intense sport on the fairgrounds, mutton busting. You're about to get suited up to ride a sheep, right?
Yes.
What's going through your mind to mentally prepare for this adventure?
I'm just excited.
Have you ever ridden a sheep before?
No.
Now, what is the secret, you think, to being successful when you hop on that sheep?
Hold on to its neck.
Now, do you think you're going to make it the whole time? How many seconds are you going to try to ride?
6.
6 seconds. You think you're going to make all 6?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to feel like when you're on that sheep?
A pillow.
Like a pillow? Except for this pillow's jumping around and kicking, right? Well, what if you just don't let go and ride for like 20 minutes?
That would just be awesome.
Let's see what Bear Anderson can do. Oh, Bear, hang on, Bear. Don't go underneath the ground. Good ride, Bear. I've never seen mutton busting before. Tell me, what are some of the rules?
So, like, you have to just grip on really tight.
And do you have to stay on a certain amount of time?
Yeah. To get a place, you have to go for 6 seconds.
Come on, Declan, ride that one. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby, hang on.
And I went all the way down to the end. I started to turn back, but a sheep came and knocked me off.
Bryce is 6 years old. Come on, Bryce. Yeah, Bryce. Don't reach. Brad, shoot. Let's see. Oh, man, we're going to go back to back. We could go back to back. Right now, we're right in the herd. Yes. Tell me, what were you thinking when you got on that sheep?
I was thinking to go like 20 meters.
Oh, you were going to go 20 meters. That's a lot of meters, isn't it?
6
years old. From North Carolina, we're man and sheep are nervous. Yes! My most important question for you is, you have first place in your hands. Is anything busted? Now it's first ride. This year, the Iowa State Fair Volunteer Program celebrates 25 years. We're so thankful to everyone who gives their time to make the fair go off without a hitch.
Mary Ann Lucas, who was the manager at the time, his wife Fran contacted me and said, I need somebody to answer questions in the livestock barns. And I said, I can do that. She said, just wander around, put this red shirt on, and answer questions for people in the barn. I think there was 25 or 26 of us doing that the first year.
Well, the volunteer program is essential. No matter how technologically advanced the Iowa State Fair gets with our apps and our websites and things like this, all of us are human, and we're going to need to know directions, or we're going to fail to, heck, our batteries may go down in our phones, and we'll panic, but there's a blue hut, and they'll be able to tell us what we need to know about the Iowa State Fair.
Okay, it's great beside the next slide.
It's mainly meeting all the people. We've met, of course, from everywhere in the state of Iowa, and it's just exciting to be here. We learn new things every year.
I'm Millie Newman, and this is my 25th year of volunteering. I am from a little town, Stanton, Iowa, in southwest Iowa, and this is my fun time.
And you can take all your stuff, and you've got Cora's stuff, and you're good to go.
Oh, we keep this, do we?
Yep. I started 17 years ago and drug her into it, and then I have 2 other daughters that started volunteering and 2 son-in-laws that volunteer. So, yeah, so it is family.
This year I've got right today 255 volunteers, and I know we'll be getting more even right up into the day. And then there is times even during the fair, somebody will come to the volunteer booth and say, hey, I've been wanting to do this forever. And I'm finally retired, now I want to do it, you know. And so, hey, I have some extra shifts, they're on board.
Every shift, she has anywhere from 50 to 75 people. And she's got 3 shifts each day. It's a huge amount of people that are coming and going to, and there again, 99% of them have got a smile on their face when they're out there on the fairgrounds, whether it's 1983 weather of 100 degrees every day or if it's 89-degree weather. They're out there smiling and helping the patrons of the fair.
Do you need a program?
I got one, thanks.
New food? There was a man that came to our booth. He was from Australia, and he had no idea what to do or where to go. And so I spent some time with him and told him all of the interesting things to see, and he was going to be here for a week, and he'd saved up for 2 years to be able to come.
It'll go for another 25 years because we're all human, and they enjoy doing it, and they form an essential part of your experience or your day at the Iowa State Fair. I mean, let's face it, when a family heads to the fair, they complete their day, if on the way home they think, gosh, we had a great day, and wasn't it nice that we were able to get our information from those kind folks in the blue huts, in the red shirts. The information program is just a wonderful thing.
New food schedule, and then if you open it all.
A really great way to celebrate our world-famous Iowa State Fair is by entering a contest or two. Here are some results from a few of the competitions. It's time for a quick break, but don't wander far because we have some intriguing questions to answer in our second half hour. Like, what terribly terrific creativity is needed to win the ugliest cake competition? How hard do these talented young equestrians need to practice for the 4-H show? And what skills go into creating these wooden art masterpieces? You know, I was only about 12 years old when Bill Riley Sr. started hosting this annual State Fair coverage for Iowa Public Television. Almost 50 years ago. Can you believe it? Let's have fun as we continue the legacy together. I'll be back with more highlights after the break.
Visit Iowa Public Television at the State Fair to stroll through 50 years of memories with dozens of fun photo ops. Stop by to say hello to Kids Clubhouse Adventures hosts Dan Mordell and Abby Brown for hugs and high fives. Plus, stay cool at the fair and show off your IPTV fandom with our free fan giveaways. Find us in the Varied Industries building. We'll see you at the fair.
All of its children had come to the Mother Church of Country Music. It was almost like a badge of honor that you had to bring your culture with you to the table. That's why Bob Wills and his guys brought us Western music. That's why Hank Williams brought the South with him from Honky Tonks. Johnny Cash brought the Black Lamb Dirt of Arkansas. Bill Monroe brought music out of Kentucky bluegrass music. Willie Nelson brought his poetry from Texas. Patsy Cline brought her heartache from Virginia. I mean, it was the most wonderful parade of sons and daughters of America that brought their hearts and their souls and their experiences, and it gave us a great era in country music.
This 8-part series begins Sunday, September 15th on Iowa Public Television.
Join the conversation online with Iowa Public Television. Follow us on Facebook. Connect with us on all our social networks.
It's been said that in towns where there's a strong sense of community, there is no more important institution than the local paper.
In a way, it's kind of unimaginable of what a community would be like without a newspaper.
Witness a Midwestern rural community through the eyes of its small-town newspaper in the Sidey Report, Life and Times of an Iowa Icon.
Tune in to Iowa Public Television Tuesday at 7.
Be a part of IPTV's State Fair coverage this year by sharing your favorite pictures with us. Just tag your photos on social media with hashtag IPTVFairPhoto. We'll include our favorites on iptv.org/fair.
See more Greetings from Iowa on YouTube. Follow Greetings from Iowa on Facebook. Connect with all our social networks by visiting iptv.org/social.
Ready to watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere, on nearly any device? It's easy with the free PBS Video app. Simply download the PBS Video app on your mobile or streaming device. Now you can watch the latest PBS episodes or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and local content from your PBS station. Get the free PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime you want, anywhere you are.
The talent search is well underway this year. Everyone is doing a great job. Here are the acts that advanced today. We'll bring you the championships in prime time, Sunday, August 18th, right here on Iowa Public Television. Hi, everyone. We're ready to keep the highlights coming at you here from the fairgrounds. And this next story comes to us from the Elwell Family Food Center and brings to mind a famous quote: "The job of art is to chase ugliness away."
Look at the colors, the attention to detail, the precision, the artistry that it took to decorate these kinds of beautiful cakes here.
Travis, you're in the wrong spot. You're supposed to be in judging room 3.
But the producer told me I was supposed to cover a cake decorating contest.
Not this contest. It's on the other end of the building.
Well, you're the expert. Rick, let's pack up and head over there and see what's going on.
That's kind of cute, though. It's a little artsy.
Annalise, I just saw you looking at some of these cakes. What do you think?
They're disgusting.
Why?
They have like blood in them. It's like weird.
These are some pretty nasty looking
They're
cakes.
gross. They're very gross.
How in the world do you pick a winner out of these?
You know, I think creativity and unique, and hopefully something that stays with you throughout the day as being really, really gross.
Oh, it's a very, very popular contest. We have new sponsors that just started a couple years ago, and it has inflated the popularity of the contest and the excitement associated with it. We've got beautifully artistic, decorated, professionally decorated cakes, but somehow people gravitate to the ugly stuff. Definitely people come in this building, and it's the thing that the most people want to see is the ugly cakes.
Tell me about your cake, Molly.
It's the moldy sandwich, and we had fun making it, and we put like marshmallows for the ham and cheese, and it was pretty fun making it.
So it's a moldy sandwich. So it doesn't look very appealing, does it? No?
We love a story and something unique and something just really gross.
Are you glad that you don't have to taste these?
Actually, they smell really good. So it's almost sad that they smell so good. Their creativity in finding unique things that they can use that look normal, but they make them look ugly is great. So they're all doing a very great job at that.
All right, can you tell me what you made?
A dissected frog cake.
A dissected frog cake. How did you come up with that idea?
Well, I found it in a book, like a picture of a dissected frog opened up.
And that looks pretty gross, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The winner among kids ages 7 to 11, Kiefer Bedwell, with a cake model of his sister's teeth. For kids ages 12 to 17, the winner is Taylor Weiss with the Squeeze for Pus Pimple Cake. You can stop by and see the ugliest cakes on display each day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. in the Elwell Family Food Center.
Upstairs at the Ag Building, the Iowa honey producers are educating Iowans about one of nature's hardest workers, the honeybee.
Here at the fair, beauty pageantry, marketing efforts, education, these are all things that beekeepers really love to put on display. The Iowa Honey Producers Association is one of the oldest agricultural associations in the state. It's been around for over 100 years. We man the booth and we have a sales booth, and the sales here drive all of our educational efforts. We do a lot of scholarship and mentoring program for youth. We like to start off teenagers with hives of bees. They get the hive of bees, they get their equipment that they need, suit, veil, all the adjacent sort of things that you need to keep that hive going, and a mentor, most importantly.
Give them another couple of minutes.
I've learned a lot with them. It's very amazing. I never thought I'd like beekeeping, but when you open a hive, it's just in awe of what you can see, what they're doing. They're so small and they're doing this amazing thing.
For the most part, they just keep right on going with it, and either it's the hobby for them or they get a little bigger than the hobby. We don't take the honey off the nursery, we take the honey off the pantry part, which is the upper part, scrape that off, put it in a bucket. That's the excess that the honeybees have created. Then I'll bring them back to here, to the extraction area, which is just a spinner, and that slings the honey out of both sides of the comb. It runs down, goes through a real coarse filter, which just catches your bigger chunks of wax and that, and it's ready to be bottled. Any of these coming up in here are going to be pretty excited if they're bringing in pollen or nectar or something. Is when you see them come in like this and they'll do this here waggle dance, and what they're doing is they're telling the bees that what they found, they can tell you which direction to go and how far it is to find it. But as they start dehydrating it, drying it down, and they add enzymes to it, and they'll put a wax seal cap, this white here, and they'll seal that. Now it's honey. Beeswax is very much sought after for lip balm, hand lotion, facial cream. You're going to see insect repellent, fire starters, candles.
Moisture content is very important. Honey will stay good forever. We're still finding honey in Egyptian tombs that is still good. But if the moisture content is too high, it will go bad, it'll ferment, and it can make you sick if you eat it.
Most beekeepers think of our time here in Iowa as honey production time. Even if you're one of what we call a migratory beekeeper that does move colonies around for pollination. It's kind of an undercover secret of agriculture, just how important pollination is. We do have apple pollination, we've got some pumpkins and different cucurbits. Smaller organic farms popping up all the time, and a lot of that smaller scale specialty crop sort of produce requires bees as pollinators. Corn doesn't require any pollination from a bee, it's wind pollinated. And our soybeans, actually, arguably, you can get a little bit of a bump in yield from having bees adjacent, and I think that's going to pick up in coming years as well.
4-H students and their horses are gathered at the Jacobson Exhibition Center to show off their skills.
Big day. Oh, yeah. Didn't even come here to show.
Our show is 3 days. We do have 314 horses, and then our exhibitors, we end up with about 214, and then that combines to make about 1,000 some entries, with being able to bring 3 horses and enter 6 classes. When I was growing up in rural Iowa, we lived on a big livestock farm, and my sisters and I showed 4-H, so I knew that that would be a very important thing, that I would want to carry on that tradition with our own daughters.
You know, we grew up showing together. We were in the same class, as you can imagine, since we're the same age. So, you know, competed against each other and still came out as friends.
I love the state fair, and so I love coming back every year and seeing Mom's example of being a volunteer. I wanted to give back as much as I could.
I just wanted to be able to come and help out and kind of give back. It's really rewarding to see these exhibitors and the big smile on their face, especially when they come out of a class and being successful. In our ranch horse Western pleasure class, we do have both a junior division and a senior division. So we will select a junior champion as well as a senior champion today.
What I'm looking for in the preliminaries to get to the championship is that bond with horse and rider, just showing that natural working ranch horse overall picture. Yeah, a little bit about my background is that's where it started. It was in 4-H. Met a lot of good friends, and it's honestly got me where I'm at today. In my eyes, we look for a ranch horse that, you know, we always say a ranch horse has a lot to do today. When we ask for the cues or if we ask for that maneuver, we like the horse to do it right away. Because on the ranch, there's only so much time of the day.
We've had him for 10 years, and I've shown him for about the past 5. Feels pretty good, especially after all the work we've put in.
We want to see how willingly guided that horse is, and I think that's some great definition. A horse that has that bond with that rider. We want to see, when they say whoa, we want to see that stop. We don't want to see that horse continuing on through that stop. When we call for an extended trot, we want to see that true extended trot. These are great animals. We're blessed to have them in our lives, but these horses can read off of us. So if it's a crowd factor or if it's our nerves in general or stress, I think we just all have to take that in consideration and never forget what the horse is thinking as well. I'm a true advocate for youth. I'm a true advocate. I think if it's 4-H or any youth organization with the horse industry, I think it's so important.
I'm super excited. It was a lot of fun. I love my horse. She does a really good job. I've rode her this summer basically every day since it was warm enough to be outside and not freeze to death, and that's what I've done pretty much every summer for the last 5 years with her. It's a tangible thing to show what all my hard work has been put into, and it's super cool now that I have this as kind of a souvenir.
And our champion goes to exhibitor 1408, Clara Miller of Story County.
In 1969, Iowa Public Television hit the airwaves. Let's join Dean Borg as he explores what was happening with the state fair 50 years ago.
Well, 50 years ago, 1969, was a tumultuous time in this nation. We had just had presidential assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy. We were in the Vietnam War. That's the era. And Jessica Rundlet, who is the new superintendent at the Iowa State Fair's museum, you weren't here either, but you do know what the fair was like that year.
Yes, in 1969, the fair was gaining a sense of permanence here on these grounds. We'd went through an era where the brick animal barns had been constructed, the same barns that are in use today, and there were several brick structures on the grounds. And the late 60s were really a time that food was becoming more of a thing at the state fair, as we all know it today. A lot of the temporary-ish food stands were constructing physical buildings, like the Stierenstein, which is out on the Grand Concourse near the grandstand today. It was first in its physical building for the 1969 fair.
That's why the port tent still calls itself the Pork Tent, but it's a building.
Exactly.
So they were building buildings. They must have thought, hey, this fair is going to stick around. I think we'll build a building instead of a tent every year.
Yes, we're committed to this East Side Fairgrounds.
Oh, so, talking about being committed, there's a little brochure of that time, 1969, and here they were discussing urging the Iowa State Fair Board to purchase land outside of here and move the fairgrounds.
Yes, to move the fairgrounds out to the west side of the Des Moines metro area, out on Interstate 80 and 35. Move it out there for easier access and to prevent the area from becoming cluttered with filling stations and junkyards, according to the brochure.
That northeast or northwest section of
Yes.
Polk County. But so at the same time, they were building permanent food stands
Right.
here and other buildings. There were people urging to move the fairgrounds to the west side of Des Moines.
Right, but by 1969, 1970, the fair had been here for over 80 years. The first fair on these grounds was held in 1886.
Yes.
So there was already a sense of permanence and tradition at this location.
And just here is the brochure from that 1969 fair, and their theme was the Roaring Twenties. In other words, they were thinking back into good times because in America right now, it was quite convulsive.
Right.
So the state fair, at the time that America was changing, the state fair was saying, we're going to be here for a long time. I think Ken Folk may have been the fair secretary of that time.
Indeed, he
a
was.
very innovative person.
Yes, and he really worked to build the fair beyond being just an agricultural exhibition and making it a fair for all Iowans, no matter where they made their homes.
And that's where we are today at the Iowa State Fair.
Sometimes a photograph, well, it just isn't enough. These painters are preserving state fair images on a canvas.
Plein air is the French word meaning to paint outdoors in the plein air, open space. This is an opportunity and a way for people to get out and in touch with nature and be able to paint from real life.
This is a little out of my comfort zone. I'm usually used to painting in the studio, but it's just wonderful. There's an energy here at the State Fair.
So we have 10 artists that are dispersed throughout the fairgrounds, and they'll be painting. They started at 10 o'clock this morning, and they'll finish it before, but they have to turn in their paintings at 5 o'clock, finished, completed artworks, and then they'll be on display for the rest of the fair, and people can come in to the Fine Arts Department at the Cultural Building, and they'll be able to vote for their favorite plein air painter.
It can be a challenge. For one thing, your light changes so much. Within 2 hours, your light's completely different. You got a whole new painting. So it's a challenge to kind of work with that. So what I do is I take photos on my iPad, and if I need to know how far the shadows have moved, I can go back to what it looked like when I first saw it.
They had envelopes, and we just basically kind of drew out of a hat, and there are 10 artists and kind of 5 locations around the fair, and then we could pick anywhere in that set location. So mine said livestock barns, and so I chose the big bull today to give him a portrait.
Well, you know, we're kind of up here, the Fine Arts is up here on the hill away from everything, and some people are a little maybe intimidated by it, you know, being it's fine arts, and they don't realize that, you know, art is part of every day and part of the way it's part of the state fair. So we thought this way, you know, we could take art to everybody and they'd be able to see what it's all about and get excited and come up and see the rest of it.
Now don't look away, because you might miss some of the amazing intricate work of this wood carving art.
The beauty about wood carving, you can seek your own level. If you don't want to be competition level, you can have just as much fun whipping out whatever you're going to whip out just by doing it. And that's fine. If you're on the other end and want to get as good as you can, then it's important that you go and seek that level.
Today we had 118 carvings. So there's caricature and realistic, so we have human and animal of both those classes, and then there's decoys and different kinds of birds and chip carving and relief carving. Relief carving is when you carve into a board and try to make a picture or a human or something, but it's actually just carved in a flat board. We have the beginning classes, so the judges know it's a beginning class, and they're a little bit more forgiving on some of that detail stuff. So that's why it's great if they're wanting to begin, that they join a club, so they can talk to people who have been, carving for a while. Try it. Everybody says they don't have enough patience. And I keep telling them that you learn patience. If you really want to do this, the patience will come.
I was 49 when I started, which was 26 years ago. Knew nothing about carving. I had a skill saw in the basement, and it took me a half hour and 3 blades to get the first one cut out. The first year I was in a class of ducks, and there were 4 in the class, and one guy had 3, and he got first, second, third, and I didn't get anything. And he said afterward, well, I wish I just brought 2, then you could have got a ribbon. I said, no, you bring as many as you want, I'll just get better. I joined this carving club in Newton, which was really beneficial. There were 2 other bird carvers at that time, but the other carvers in there were such good carvers, chip carvers, character carvers, Santa carvers, that their quality was so good that you had to kind of get better just to keep up with your fellow carvers. To me, the hardest part of the carving is making that first cut with the bandsaw, because then you're committed. After that, then the wood will kind of lead you. You kind of know where you're going to go. It's trial and error. Just try. Don't be discouraged what that first piece looked like, but value that first piece.
Take a deep breath with me and imagine you're strolling through the fairgrounds in our nightly point of view segment we call As If You Were There at the Fair. Well, the first night of our 49th year of State Fair coverage is in the books. It sure was a blast seeing some of the sights and sounds with you. So fun, in fact, that let's just plan on getting together tomorrow night. How about we check in on some big-time muscle and determination at the Monster Arm Wrestling Competition? Then we'll encounter some real-life definitions of the word big at the weigh-in for the big animal competition. And the Cowgirl Queen candidates will dazzle us with some big-time star quality. Until tomorrow night, I'm Bill Riley, reminding you to have fun at the fair.
Funding for Fair 2019 is brought to you by Friends, the Iowa Public Television Foundation, the Iowa Lottery, generating proceeds for important Iowa causes since 1985. Each year, lottery proceeds provide millions of dollars to the state programs that benefit all Iowans.
At EMC, our business is taking care of your business, and it has been for more than a century. We provide property, auto, and life coverage for nearly 500 types of businesses in communities across the country. Count on EMC.
IPTV is bringing you more ways to get involved in our state fair coverage. Find us on Facebook and Twitter for live stories and exclusive features. Follow us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes tidbits and use our Snapchat filter on the fairgrounds. And visit iptv.org/fair to watch videos and connect with all IPTV has to offer. Join us online for State Fair fun.